Welcome to Alive with Amanda. Today we're going to be doing another book review. I've been reading a lot, and so I'm like, let's talk about these books that I'm reading. So, if you are also a bibliophile like I am, I hope you find this valuable. We're going to be talking today about the book Profit First for Therapists. This is out. It's brand new and I loved it. I'm almost done, but I wanted to talk about my favorite part, which I already got through. And the last bit is more about like specific situations and things like that. So I felt confident that I could talk about this book. So I'll put a link below in case you are wanting to get this book. But thank you, Julie, so much for writing this book. I'm so excited for you. I actually met Julie about a year ago, now that I'm thinking about it, at the Not So Typical Psychotherapist Conference in Nashville. And she is great. Her team is great. She owns Green Oak Counseling. I'm going to make sure I got the Green Oak Counseling, Green Oak Accounting. I'm always like thinking about counselors, but she is an accountant and she wrote this book. And if any of you are familiar with Profit First, which I've talked about time and time again, this is how to implement it for your actual practice and how to set up your accounts and how to set up what percentages you're putting into those accounts. The thing that I love the most is the percentages, and it was really helpful. I will be honest, I don't fully implement Profit First. There's a section in here, it's like, if you don't fully implement Profit First, it is okay. But I utilize like a version of it that kind of works for my practice. I'm sure Julie, if you read her book, she's like, has different recommendations and different thoughts about depending on where you're at and working with her team or working with your own accountant. But what I really loved about this book is the practical advice that she gives and how to get from where you're at to where you're going. It's not like, hey, you should already be here, and if you're not here, you're bad. It's like, hey, let's take a look at how much you're paying yourself, how much your expenses are, how much your profit is, how much your taxes are, how much your overall, operating expenses are, and like, how can we get you to here, right? And what are the benefits of having the different accounts? And what is this going to look like in the long run for your particular situation? I should have flagged it, but what was really great, oh yeah, here it is. So these are the target allocation percentages. People always wonder, like, if I do have a group practice, how much money am I going to make as the owner? And here, depending if you are a solo practice, small, medium, or large practice, she outlines what the various expenses would look like. So operating expenses, how much you would pay your therapist, your admin team, your leadership team, your payroll, the owner's payroll, separate from the clinical work that you do, tax and profit. And I love these percentages because this is like, I know numbers, and I can pull my numbers and I can see, like, are we paying this amount enough? Are we not paying this amount enough? What's taking up a lot of money? What's not taking up a lot of money? I can tell you when I look at these percentages where we're the highest, which creates lower in some of our other areas, is our therapists. We pay at the high end of what people pay and what actually she recommends. There's different reasons for that. I could probably talk about that in a whole video. And so what that does is create lower percentages in some of these other areas. We don't have state income tax. And so our taxes tend to be a little lower. So we're able to maneuver around some of those areas. But this is so great because this helps to understand if you should be in solo practice, if you should start a private group practice, if you should join a group practice, because how much would you really be making? And I think that's what a lot of people are always interested in, is like, how much money am I really going to make here? And I'm always telling people, like, you're not going to make as much money as you think you are, in the sense that if you go out on your own, or you're in solo practice, or even you have a small group practice, the amount of money that you pay yourself is not 100%. So if you're a solo practitioner and you bring in $10,000, you don't get to write yourself a check for $10,000. You have to plan for taxes, your expenses, and other help you might need. I am a big advocate of having a virtual assistant at the solo practice level, or a biller, or some kind of support for you so you're not doing it on your own. And so that's what I love about this because it gives a goal. And I'm a goal-oriented person. So I'm like, I can understand this. Like I can get behind this. But for people who have no idea anything about finances for your private practice, I highly recommend picking up this book and checking it out. I'm going to tell you why else I think you should check out this book. But first, I want to thank our sponsor, TherapyNotes. They are under your operating expenses if you're ever wondering where your software goes. And they are well worth their money because they will help you generate money. They will help you ensure your billing is appropriate, that you're accepting credit cards and can run credit cards at the end of the day. And they are just a really great full service electronic health record. They can you can run reports to see if you have credits, if you have balances, what you're aging reports for, your insurance, so that you can make sure that you're generating as much income as you can into your practice. So I love TherapyNotes for all of their reporting, and I hope that you check them out. So another reason why I really enjoyed this book is because Julie shared her personal experience. And I think, again, as therapists, that we connect so well on that level. And she spoke about her mom and her mom running businesses, and then being a mom and having a business and what that looks like. And there were personal stories from other therapists, or really professional stories, but their struggles. And so I felt like it was so nicely done because it married the financial part and the financial piece and the money with the personal, right? And with what it looks like when people are in dire financial situations and what it looks like when people shift their finances. And so I just thought it was really great. I highly recommend that you check it out. So congratulations to Julie on Profit First for Therapists. And I will see you soon, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.